What has 5 flats and deserves love too? That's D flat major. Let's take a look at it. So in D flat major, you see here that it says D flat and in parentheses C sharp. So that is called an enharmonic. That means those two note names are the exact same note, but they can have different names. So if you were to go to a piano and you were to play D flat and you were to play C sharp, they're the exact same key. So we're going to ignore those sharps, the C sharp, and you see all the other sharps in there, just ignore them. 99% of the time you're going to see this as D flat major. You will not see the sharps with it. So if it helps you to white out those notes, those sharp notes, go ahead. I encourage it. Make it easy for yourself. So also you see that in the fingerings, we have 2 fingerings for D flat and 2 fingerings for B flat. Just remember the top fingering is the correct one for D flat and the bottom fingering is the one that we're going to use for B flat. And I shouldn't say correct, sorry. It is the one that we're using for this video. The other one does work, but we're just going to be using the top one for this video, okay? So let's start with our key signature and say and finger those 5 flats. So we're going to start from the left side of the key signature and go to the right. So we have B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat, okay? So on those, just remember all those notes. G flat, we just played on F sharp, on G major. So remember G flat is the same as F sharp. See there? So it's like G with the 3rd finger down. All right, so now let's go ahead and finger and say the note names going up. So starting with the scale, so we have D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. Okay, let's go ahead and play that scale going up in whole notes. So 1, 2, ready, and great. Now let's go ahead and finger and say on the way down, flute on your shoulder. So we have D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, and D flat. Okay, so from the top coming down. 1, 2, ready, and. Great. Now let's go ahead and look at the arpeggio. Remember, 1st, 3rd, 5th, and octave for these. So let's do on the way up first. So we have D flat, F, A flat, D flat. Okay? Let's go ahead and play that in whole notes on the way up. 1, 2, ready, and. Now let's do it in reverse on the way down. So we have D flat, A flat, F, and then D flat again. So from the top coming down, arpeggio. 1, 2, ready, and. Great. Now, on this scale, again, remember to be thinking of it in terms of flats. If you're translating in your head, like for G flat, if you're thinking F sharp, instead of G flat, it's going to confuse you later on because every time you see an F, you're going to play an F sharp instead of an F natural. So really get in your head that this is G flat, okay? Also, this one is particularly the hardest one of the octaves. This is the highest octave that keeps the same fingering, that we don't change fingerings for. So let's go ahead and play those octaves of the D flat to D flat to make sure that you really have the right sense of where they are placed. Okay, and make sure to do that a lot because like I said, this one is the tricky one. So if you can't get it right away, no worries. Just keep practicing those octave exercises and it'll really help. Now we're going to go into the all-state pattern. So for this, we're going to do half notes on the D flats and every other note is going to be a quarter note. Let's go ahead and finger and say it first. Don't forget the arpeggio at the end of the scale. So up and down with the arpeggio. So we have D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, F, A flat, D flat, A flat, F, D flat. I almost had a brain fart there. All right, let's go ahead and give it a play. Oh, 1, 2, ready, and great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to speed up the tempo to 80. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, ready, and great. Are you remembering to tongue on the way up and slur on the way down? And are you remembering that the middle E flat has the first finger up? Now at 100. 1, 2, ready, and good. Now let's go to 120. Remember to keep your fingers close to the keys. Remember, A flat finger goes above the A flat key the whole time, okay? 1, 2, ready. Great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch it and do quarter notes and eighth notes at 60. So let's go ahead and put that on. Let's go ahead and finger and say the notes one more time. I think it's really helpful on this one. So we have D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, F, A flat, D flat, A flat, F, D flat. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, congratulations. You just learned D flat major. Go ahead and practice it. Love it. Remember, it needs some love too. Happy practicing.